and welcome to Cappuccino English Moments. My name is Liz, and I am very happy to be with you today. In this show, we will learn English in a slow and clear way so that everyone can understand and feel comfortable. We will practice real English that you can use in your daily life. At the same time, we will work on personal growth together. My goal is to help you discover your true self and build confidence step by step. Learning English is not only about grammar and vocabulary. It is also a journey to improve your mind, your opportunities, and your future. I will support you, answer your questions, and guide you through every episode. So get ready, because today's podcast topic will help you grow. Learn and move closer to success. Let's talk about success. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone dreams about having a beautiful life. A good job, money, love, peace, and freedom. But what does success really mean? Is it about being rich? Is it about having many followers? Or is it something deeper, something that makes you feel happy and proud of yourself inside? Today, we're going to talk honestly and simply about success. We'll talk about what success truly means, how you can build your own definition of it, and how to start walking your personal path toward it, step by step, day by day. So make yourself comfortable, take a deep breath, and let's begin. What success is not. First, let's make something clear. Success is not what most people think it is. We live in a world where success is often shown as cars, expensive clothes, big houses, and luxury lifestyles. Social media makes it look like everyone is already living their dream life except you. And that can make you feel like you're behind. But that's not true. Success is not about comparing yourself to others. It's not about being better than someone else. It's not about having more followers, more likes, or more things. Success is about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about progress, not perfection. It's about feeling proud of how far you've come, even if you're still far from where you want to be. True success is quiet. It's waking up in the morning and feeling peaceful. It's knowing you're doing something meaningful with your life. It's about growth, kindness, and gratitude, on defining your own success. You see, the reason many people never feel successful is that they use someone else's definition of success. Maybe society told you that to be successful, you need to be a doctor or an engineer. Maybe your family told you that success means being married and having children. Or maybe social media told you that success means traveling the world and having a perfect body. But success is personal. It's not the same for everyone. What success means for me may not mean the same for you. For example, one person might feel successful because they own a big company. Another person might feel successful because they finally learned to love themselves after years of insecurity. And another one might feel successful because they're helping their family live a better life. So ask yourself, what does success mean to me? What kind of life do I want to build? What makes me feel truly alive? Because when you define your own version of success, you stop chasing other people's dreams. And that's where real happiness begins, the inner feeling of success. Have you ever achieved something small but felt incredibly proud? Like finishing a book you thought you'd never finish? Or waking up early to work on yourself? Or saying no to something that doesn't serve you? That's success. It's not always big. It's not always visible. But it's real. Success is a feeling. It's when you know deep inside that you're doing your best. It's when you feel alignment between who you are and who you want to be. It's that quiet moment when you smile to yourself and think, I'm growing. I'm not perfect, but I'm improving. And that's enough. That's the kind of success that lasts, because it's built inside you, not outside. Why chasing external success doesn't work? Let's be honest. Most of us have spent a big part of our lives chasing things that we thought would make us happy. Money, popularity, approval. And sometimes we actually get them. But then we realize something strange. We're still not happy. Why? Because external things can't fill an internal emptiness. If you don't love yourself, if you don't feel proud of who you are, no amount of money or likes will ever be enough. External success fades. True success grows. It grows from who you are, what you believe in, and how you treat others. When you stop chasing and start creating, you'll begin to feel truly successful. Building a mindset for success. To become successful, you must first think like a successful person. Not in an arrogant way, but in a confident and positive way. People with a success mindset don't wait for motivation. They create it. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They start where they are. They don't let fear stop them. They use fear as a sign that they're growing. A success mindset means believing you can do it even when it feels hard. Taking responsibility for your life. Learning from failure instead of running from it. Staying consistent even when you don't feel like it. Remember this, successful people are not lucky. They're persistent. They show up every single day, even when it's difficult. Redefining failure. One of the biggest secrets to success is learning how to see failure differently. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every successful person has failed many times. They tried, they fell, they learned, and they tried again. When you fail, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're growing. It means you're trying something new. It means you're moving forward. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid to never try. Failure builds strength. It builds character. It teaches lessons that success can't teach. So next time you make a mistake, don't hate yourself for it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because that's how you turn failure into power. The small steps matter. Success is not built overnight. It's built day by day with small actions. Sometimes you won't even notice how much you're growing until one day you look back and realize how far you've come. Waking up early to work on your goals is success. Reading instead of scrolling on your phone is success. Practicing kindness when you feel angry is success. Little choices shape your life. They create your habits, your mindset, and your results. So stop waiting for the big moment. Start now with small steps, small habits, small victories. Because small steps every day lead to big changes over time. Gratitude and success. Another secret of successful people is gratitude. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your goals. It means appreciating what you have while working for more. When you focus only on what you don't have, you feel empty. But when you focus on what you do have, you feel rich. You attract more of what you appreciate. So start each day by saying thank you for your health, your mind, your opportunities, and even your challenges. Because challenges are what make you grow. So what does success really mean? It means living your truth. It means growing, learning, falling, getting back up, and trying again. It means loving who you are while becoming who you want to be. You don't have to be perfect to be successful. You just need to be real, consistent, and grateful. You're already successful every time you choose progress over comfort. Every time you try again after failing. And every time you choose kindness over ego. Remember, your life is not a race. It's your personal journey. And the real success is not at the end. It's in the person you become along the way. So keep going. Keep believing. Keep growing. Because success is already inside you. You just need to see it. Now that we understand what real success means, it's time to talk about how to reach it. Because success doesn't happen by luck or magic. It's not something that just happens to you one day. It's something you build slowly, intentionally, with daily habits. You can't control everything in life, but you can control what you do every day. And what you do every day is what shapes who you become. So in this part, we'll talk about the small habits that can completely change your life. The ones that make you more focused, stronger, and happier. Let's begin. Buy a wake up with purpose. Successful people don't just wake up. They wake up with intention. They know why they're getting out of bed. They have something to look forward to. It doesn't mean you have to wake up at 5 a.m. It just means you should wake up knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Before you start your day, ask yourself, what do I want to achieve today? How do I want to feel today? When you start your day with purpose, you take control of your time. You don't just react to life, you create your life. Try this simple morning habit. When you wake up, don't grab your phone immediately. Instead, take one deep breath and say, today I choose to grow. Today I choose peace. It's a small thing, but it changes your energy for the whole day. Success loves structure. If your life feels messy, your mind will feel messy too. That's why successful people plan. They don't try to do everything at once. They focus on what truly matters. Write down your goals for the day, just 3. Not 20, not 10. 3 important things, and then do them first. When you finish them, you'll feel confident, productive, and proud. Planning doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means you're intentional with your energy. You choose what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Remember, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So choose carefully. 3. Be consistent even when it's boring. Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. Success is not always exciting. Sometimes it's boring. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's studying when you don't feel like it. It's doing small, simple things every single day, even when no one is watching. Consistency beats motivation because motivation comes and goes, but consistency builds discipline. Every time you show up, you're training your mind to trust you. You're telling yourself, I can count on me. And that's where confidence comes from, not from others, but from yourself. So when it feels boring, don't quit. That's exactly the moment when growth is happening. 4. Take care of your mind and body. You can't be successful if you're always tired, stressed, and disconnected from yourself. Your body and mind are your foundation. Move your body every day. Walk, stretch, dance, do yoga, or anything that feels good. Eat food that gives you energy, not just pleasure. Sleep well. Drink water. And don't forget your mental health. Spend time alone. Journal. Meditate. Talk to yourself kindly. When your mind is calm, you think clearly. When your body feels strong, your confidence grows. Success starts inside. If your inner world is peaceful, your outer world will follow. The 5. Learn every day. Successful people never stop learning. They read, listen, ask questions, and stay curious. Learning doesn't have to mean studying books for hours. It can mean watching a video that inspires you, listening to a podcast, or learning one new word in English. The goal is simple. Be a little smarter today than you were yesterday. Knowledge is power, not just because it helps you achieve more, but because it helps you understand yourself and the world better. So make learning a habit. Even 10 minutes a day can change your life in 1 year. 6. Take action, don't overthink. You can have the best plan, the best dream, the best motivation, but nothing changes unless you act. Successful people don't wait until they feel ready. They take action even when they're scared. The truth is, no one ever feels 100% ready. Courage doesn't mean not being afraid. It means doing it while you're afraid. Stop overthinking and start moving. Because clarity comes from action, not from waiting. The more you act, the more you learn, and the more confident you become. Every small step you take builds momentum. So don't wait for someday. Start today, imperfectly but honestly. Thus, surround yourself with the right people. Your environment matters more than you think. If you're always around negative, lazy, or jealous people, it's hard to stay positive and focused. Successful people choose their circle wisely. They spend time with people who lift them up, not bring them down. You don't need many friends. You just need the right ones, the ones who inspire you, believe in you, and remind you of your goals when you forget them. And if you don't have such people yet, become that person for yourself. Be your own supporter. Encourage yourself the way you would encourage someone you love. Because once you build a strong energy inside, you'll attract people who have the same energy. 8. Practice gratitude and reflection. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to reflect. Ask yourself, what went well today? What can I improve tomorrow? What am I thankful for right now? Gratitude makes you more aware of your progress. Reflection helps you learn faster. When you do both, you grow in peace, not pressure. It's easy to forget how far you've come when you're always focused on what's missing. So pause, look back, appreciate your journey. You are doing better than you think. 9. Stay humble and kind. True success is not just about reaching your goals. It's also about how you treat others while you're doing it. Being kind doesn't make you weak. It makes you powerful because kindness creates trust and trust creates opportunities. Stay humble no matter how far you go. Remember the people who helped you. Share your knowledge. Inspire others. You rise higher when you lift others with you. 10. Believe in yourself even when no one else does. There will be moments when no one believes in your dreams. Moments when people laugh at your goals, when you feel alone, or when everything seems to go wrong. In those moments, you must be your own biggest believer. Tell yourself, I can do this. Maybe not today, but one day. Because success always begins in your mind. If you believe you can, you'll find a way. If you believe you can't, you'll find excuses. Your belief is your power, so protect it. Feed it every day. When you fall, get back up. When you fail, learn and continue. When you doubt, remind yourself of how far you've already come. You are stronger than you think. And one day, you'll look back and realize that believing in yourself was the best habit you ever built. Success is not a destination, it's a lifestyle. It's not something you achieve once and then stop. It's something you live every single day. Every time you choose growth, every time you practice gratitude, every time you act with kindness, you're being successful. And remember, success is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing something consistently, honestly, and passionately. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Keep growing. Because you're not just learning how to be successful, you're already becoming successful. If you enjoyed this episode and it made you think differently about success, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Забудьте мабуть подлежать. Here, we talk about real growth, how to love yourself, how to stay motivated, and how to build a life that truly makes you happy. So if you're ready to keep growing with me, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment telling me what success means to you, and share this episode with someone who needs a little motivation today. Remember, when we grow together, we shine together. We're going to talk about something that quietly controls so many parts of our lives: fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of what other people might say. You see, fear is something that all of us feel, even the most successful people in the world. The ones you think are strong and confident, they also felt fear. But the difference is this: they didn't let fear control them. They learned how to understand it. and how to move forward anyway. I want to start this episode by asking you a question. What is the one thing that you want to do, but you keep stopping yourself because of fear? Maybe it's speaking English in front of people. Maybe it's starting a YouTube channel, a business, or a new life in another country. Whatever it is, fear is that voice that whispers, "You can't do it." And today, we're going to silence that voice together. Let's start with something powerful. Did you know that Oprah Winfrey, one of the most successful women in the world, was once terrified of speaking in public? Yes, the same woman who hosted her own talk show for 25 years. When she was young, Oprah said she used to freeze whenever she had to talk in front of people. Her voice would shake, her hands would tremble, and her mind would go blank. But one day, she realized something important. The only way to remove fear, she said, is to walk straight through it. So she started to face her fear, little by little. First, she spoke in her classroom, then at small school events, and later she spoke to millions. What can we learn from Oprah? That courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward even when you feel afraid. Let's be honest, fear will never completely disappear. You can't wake up one morning and say, "Okay, I'm fearless now." No, fear will always try to come back. But you can learn how to manage it. You can learn to control your mind instead of letting fear control you. I remember reading something that changed the way I think about fear. It said, "Fear is a sign that you are about to do something important." Think about that. Every time you feel scared, it's usually because you are growing, because you are stepping into something new. So instead of running away from fear, what if you saw it as a sign that you're moving in the right direction? In this episode, we're going to explore exactly how to do that. We'll talk about the psychology of fear, how your brain creates it, and how you can slowly train yourself to live with courage and calm. We'll listen to real stories from famous people who learned to overcome their fears. People like J.K. Rowling, who was rejected 12 times before publishing Harry Potter, and Steve Jobs, who was fired from his own company but came back stronger than ever. So if you're ready, take a deep breath, and let's begin this journey to remove fear from your life, step by step. When we talk about fear, we often imagine it as something outside of us, like a shadow that follows us everywhere. But the truth is, fear begins inside your mind. It's not the world that scares us, it's our thoughts about the world. Fear starts in a small part of the brain called the amygdala. It's the part that sends a signal whenever you feel in danger. It doesn't care if the danger is real or not. It just wants to protect you. So when you think about speaking English in front of people, or when you want to start a new job, your brain says, Wait, what if you fail? What if they laugh? What if you lose everything?" And suddenly your heart beats faster. Your stomach feels tight. Your hands sweat. That's your brain trying to keep you safe. But here's the thing. Sometimes the amygdala is wrong. It can't tell the difference between a real tiger and a scary thought. So, the first step to removing fear from your life is to understand that fear is just a feeling, not a fact. It's not reality. It's just your mind trying to guess what might happen next. Let me tell you a story about a woman who changed the world with her imagination, but who also lived many years surrounded by fear. Her name is J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before the world knew her name, she was a single mother living in Scotland. She was poor, lonely, And sometimes she couldn't even buy food for herself and her baby. She had a dream of writing a story about a young wizard. But every time she sat down to write, fear whispered to her, "You're wasting your time. No one will read your story. You're not good enough." Still, she kept going. She wrote on paper napkins in coffee shops while her baby slept beside her. When she finished her book, she sent it to 12 different publishers. And guess what? All 12 rejected her. Most people would have given up. But Rowling said, "Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." That sentence is powerful. It means that even when she was at her lowest point, with no money, no success, and a heart full of fear, she decided to build again. And when one publisher finally said yes, her life changed forever. She became one of the most famous authors in the world. What does this teach us? It shows us that fear and failure are not your enemies. They are your teachers. They are signs that you are trying something meaningful. You see, people who never fail are people who never try. They stay in their comfort zone, safe but stuck. But people who face fear, who accept rejection, and who keep going, those are the ones who grow. So, if you're feeling afraid right now, remember J.K. Rowling. Remember that the first step to success is not courage, it's trying, even when you're scared. And here's a little exercise you can do. Next time you feel afraid, pause and ask yourself, what is this fear trying to protect me from? You'll be surprised. Sometimes the fear is not real. It's only a memory from the past, a voice from an old experience. The more you understand your fear, the smaller it becomes, because fear hates attention. When you shine the light of awareness on it, it starts to disappear. So today, take one small step towards something that scares you. Speak up, try again, write that message. Do something that your fear doesn't want you to do. Because every small act of courage builds confidence. And every time you choose courage, fear loses power. Let's talk about something very important. Something most people never realize about fear. Fear is not real. It feels real. It looks real. It even makes your body react as if something terrible is about to happen. But in truth, it's just a feeling. It's like a movie playing in your mind. Your brain shows you all the bad things that might happen. But most of the time, none of them ever come true. Think about it. How many times in your life have you been afraid of something? An exam? A job interview? A new change? And then later you realized it wasn't as bad as you imagined? Maybe you said to yourself, "Why was I so scared? Nothing bad happened." That's the secret. Fear lives in your imagination, not in reality. It's your mind trying to protect you from something that doesn't even exist yet. Fear says, "What if you fail?" But the truth is, you haven't failed yet. Fear says, "What if they laugh at you?" But no one has laughed yet. Fear says, "You're not ready." But maybe you are more ready than you think. I want you to remember this line. Fear is a liar. It tells stories that are not true. It creates problems that don't exist. And it tries to make you believe that you are weaker than you really are. Let's take a small example. Imagine you're about to speak in English in front of people. Your heart starts beating fast. You feel your hands shaking. You think, everyone will judge me. I'll make mistakes. But then, when you finally speak, people smile, they listen, they respect your effort. And suddenly you realize the fear was only in your head. You see, fear loves to exaggerate. It shows you the worst version of the future, but it forgets to show you the good possibilities. Steve Jobs once said something powerful about fear. He said, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. When you realize that life is short, you understand how silly it is to waste it being afraid of things that might never happen. So the next time you feel fear, stop and say to yourself, "This is not real. It's just a feeling. I can handle it." Now let's talk about a man who turned his biggest fear into his greatest power. Steve Jobs? You probably know him as the founder of Apple, the man behind the iPhone and the MacBook. But what many people don't know is that Steve Jobs once faced one of the most painful experiences of his life. And it all started with fear. When Steve was young, he was full of dreams and energy. He built Apple from nothing, starting in his parents' garage. He worked day and night, believing that his ideas could change the world. And he did. Apple grew fast, and everyone saw him as a genius. But then something unexpected happened. At the age of 30, Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. Can you imagine? The company he created, the dream he built, suddenly it was gone. He said later in a speech at Stanford University, "I was out and it was devastating. He was scared. He didn't know what to do next. He felt embarrassed and lost. But after some time, he realized something amazing. He said, 'Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me.' Why? Because losing everything removed his fear. He said that when he was no longer afraid of losing, he became free to create again. He started new companies, Next and Pixar. Pixar later became one of the most successful animation studios in history, making films like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. And years later, Apple invited him back, and he rebuilt it into one of the most powerful companies in the world. This story teaches us something important. Fear of losing can make you play small, but once you lose your fear, you start to live fully. When Steve Jobs stopped being afraid of failure, his creativity exploded. He stopped thinking, "What if it doesn't work?" and started asking, "What if it does?" You see, fear limits your imagination. It makes you focus on what could go wrong, not what could go right. But when you let go of fear, you open the door to possibility. So ask yourself right now, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? Would I start that business? Would I speak English confidently? Would I travel, create, or follow my dream? The answer to that question, that's where your freedom begins. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." That means, don't let fear decide who you are. Don't let it tell you what you can or can't do. You are more than your fear. You are the creator of your life. And remember this, fear disappears when you move. The moment you take one small action, even a tiny step, the fear starts to fade. Because fear can't live in motion. It only grows when you stand still. So don't wait until you feel ready. Start now. Move forward. Speak. Act. Create. You'll see that once you take that first step, the fear that looked so big becomes small. Dear listener, be brave. Don't run away from fear. Learn to walk with it. Fear is not your enemy. It's your silent friend. It appears every time you're about to grow, every time you're close to something great. When you feel afraid, it means you're moving towards something important. So don't stop. Don't hide. Just start. Because the moment you start, fear begins to fade. Let courage be your companion and fear your teacher. The day you stop letting fear control you is the day your life truly begins. So go forward, my friend. Be brave enough to live the life you dream of.